I'm grateful for all of the seers who have made an appearance in my life and imparted me with wisdom. So if you look back at history, every leader or general would refer to a spiritual advisor or a seer who would impart them with wisdom on their journeys. Now remember, we are still fundamentally the same animal as we have been for the past 200,000 years, or 4 million years for the other hominids. But that's another conversation. A lot of you fundamentalists will reject that notion, even though there is the evidence in public museums and publications for the past several hundred years, but that's besides the point. I'm not here to evangelize you, but I'm just grateful for all of the seers who have helped me in my life. And for those of you who are referring to, the TikTok tarot readers, that's the same concept. We just be grateful that we are given a mirror or a window into different timelines, different futures. Now, the validity of those claims, I can't confirm that. But from my experiences, I have been scammed a couple of times, but I've also had some of these readings come to fruition. So I'm open-minded, and most people are skeptical, and they don't venture outside of their tribe or alma mater. But I'm grateful for all of the seers that I have encountered randomly in my life, and because I was able to socialize and open up my mouth and meet new people, that opened up opportunities for me, and I've been networking. Now, a lot of people ask me, how have you gotten into these circumstances, Mr. Rockstar? Well, because I opened my fucking mouth, guys. Now, it's interesting that there are grown men that are hunting for Pokemon cards, where some may trade for a couple cents and others may trade for millions of dollars. These are fucking Pokemon cards, guys. We had the quest for fire 2 million years ago, or whenever. I'm not an expert in anthropology, but we went from hunting and gathering for families to being a selfish 40-year-old who's trading Pokemon cards and flipping them on offer up or let go. What kind of masculinity is that? And no wonder women are like, where are the real men? Because the builders have been burnt out, or they've succeeded and they're winning, and they have amassed a harem that they rightfully deserve. And then you have the other guys who are trying to find niche products to sell, including Pokemon cards. That's the modern landscape, and women are the corporate baddies until they get laid off in mass, which is what's been happening, with layoffs from Oracle, Microsoft, Intel, all of these .com companies, and, that's hitting America hard. So we have to embrace whatever seers we run into, because we're venturing into a brave new world with AI adoption and then outsourcing, which has been happening for several decades now at this point. And America is cannibalizing its own industries, and it's glorifying scam coaches. But hey, I guess we reap what we sow, right? And we're not really incentivizing Americans to manufacture domestically. And we've been conditioned by platforms like Shein and Temu, to buy these products, which have insanely low margins, and they're shipped from overseas. They're not manufactured domestically at all. And so the average person has no clue or consideration for the cost. It's not just getting this piece of equipment for $5 and then you wait 2 weeks for it to be shipped over to you from China. It's the fact that, domestic manufacturing jobs and companies, that's what fuels the economy. It's not some magic fucking number from the S&P 500 or some, shitcoin. But you guys don't think about this stuff because you fuckers are selfish and retarded. And I'll say that blatantly because I'm trying to wake you guys up. And the Candid Thoughts podcast is all about, asking the hard questions. So it's up to you guys. Do we want to save the country, or do we not give a fuck? Or we're just going to bail? The average person has no clue, but whatever. So hopefully this goes out and it resonates with some of you on the interwebs. But check out the Candid Thoughts podcast. Not everything is so grim. There's a lot of valuable lessons here. And, I'm shotgunning, so hopefully people can understand that. But I know most people don't do what I do. They don't do commodities, or they just do the arbitrage. Meanwhile, I actually have direct experience with pitching commodities to different retailers such as Erewhon, Costco, Stater Bros, Gelson's, Lasson's, etc. But it's all in progress, and you guys are too lazy to do your due diligence to look into what I've done. But if you're interested in getting your CPG products into a market, you can schedule a consult session with me, which is in my linked tree. You can check it out. You can also watch a lot of my content, read the posts across all of my platforms. I also have my Substack, my Medium platforms. You can check out the podcast. But hey, it's up to you guys, whether you actually give a shit or not, or just magically find a sugar daddy who's gonna save you, or do an OnlyFans, or arbitrage with Chinese sourced products, and then that's okay. Well, we just cannibalize our economy and then wonder why everything is just so miserable. But you don't care, right? You're not that fucking smart. Oh well.